Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the new Christian fiction books that are coming out in June 2021. If you're looking for some book suggestions in the Christian fiction category, then hopefully I have some that will appeal to you. Hello, welcome to my channel Christian Faith and Fiction. My name's Lou. Thank you for joining me again. If you are new here today, I make videos about Christian fiction books, so if that's something you're interested in, please do subscribe and click the notification bell if you want to know when a new video goes live. I've made a number of these new releases videos, so if you want some other book suggestions, go back and check through some of those. They should be a playlist on my channel. As always, I've separated these into different genres. So in historical fiction, we have Along a Storied Trail by Anne H. Gabhart, and this book releases on the 1st of June. I'm just going to read out the first paragraph of the descriptions to give you a taste of the book. Kentucky Packhorse librarian Tansy Calhoun doesn't mind the rough trails and long hours as she serves her Appalachian mountain community during the Great Depression. Yet she longs to find love like the heroines in her books. When a charming writer comes to town, she thinks she might have found it, or is the perfect man actually closer than she thinks? Sustaining Faith by Janette Oak and Laurel Oak Logan releases on the 1st of June. So much has been accomplished. Lillian Walsh has stepped out courageously beyond what she'd ever dreamed of being able to achieve. She and her newly rediscovered sister Grace have settled 3 children from England into new Canadian homes and are prepared to place 2 more just after the new year when it happens, another painful disruption. A white lie the sisters used to protect some orphans has resulted in an official complaint and a letter revoking the sisters' permission to manage their little children's home. Come Back to Me by Jody Hedlund releases on the 1st of June, and I think this is historical fiction with a twist to it. The ultimate cure that could heal any disease, crazy. That's exactly what research scientist Marion Creighton has always believed about her father's quest, even if it does stem from a desire to save her sister Ellen from the genetic disease that stole their mother from them. But when their father falls into a coma after drinking a vial of holy water believed to contain traces of residue from the tree of life, Marion must question all her assumptions. He's left behind tantalizing clues that suggest he's crossed back in time, insane, until Marion tests his theories and finds herself in the Middle Ages during a dangerous peasant uprising. The Heart's Charge by Karen Witemeyer releases on the 1st of June. Members of Hanger's Horsemen, Mark Wallace and Jonah Brooks, arrive in Llano Country, Texas, to deliver a steed, never expecting they'd deliver a baby as well. Left with an infant to care for, they head to a nearby foundling home where Mark encounters the woman he'd nearly married a decade ago. The Seeds of Change by Lauraine Snelling releases on the 1st of June. Larkspur Nielsen is ready for a change. Her parents have passed on and her older brother is successfully running the family business. She bristles at the small-mindedness that permeates life in her small Ohio community, and she sees little chance of a satisfying future there. She has a little money saved, and after turning the tables on a crooked gambler who has fleeced several locals, including her younger brother, she can stake a new start for herself and her 3 sisters. Castle of Refuge by Melanie Dickerson releases on the 1st of June. Audrey is a Viscount's daughter who has suffered her sister Maris's cruel, jealous behaviour all her life. An act of malice led their father to send Maris to a convent, but Audrey was still left with scars. 3 years later, Audrey's father is determined to marry off his damaged daughter, and Maris is returning. Desperate, Audrey sneaks away. A Lady in Attendance by Rachel Fordham releases on the 1st of June. 5 years in a New York State reformatory have left a blemish on Hazel's real name, so when she takes a job as Dr. Gilbert Watt's Lady in Attendance in 1898, she does so under an alias. In the presence of her quiet and pious employer, Hazel finds more than an income. She finds a friend and a hope that if she can set her tarnished past in order, she might have a future after all. To Find Her Place by Susan Ann Mason releases on the 8th of June. In the midst of World War II, Jane Linder pours all her energy and dreams for a family into her career at the Toronto Children's Aid Society. As acting directress, Jane hopes for a permanent appointment so she can continue making a difference in the lives of troubled children. But if anyone were to find out she is divorced, everything would change. No Journey Too Far by Carrie Turansky releases on the 8th of June. It's 1919 and Garth McAllister returns to England to be reunited with his family after fighting in the Great War, but his heart is still in Canada with his sweetheart Emma Lafferty. It's been 4 months since he has heard from Emma, and he is determined to return to Canada and discover if she still loves him or has given her heart to another. The 10-year search for his youngest sister Grace continues, and the family is stunned to receive a letter from Grace, who is now almost 18 and living in Toronto, Canada. Chasing Shadows by Lynn Austin releases on the 8th of June. Lena is a wife and mother who farms alongside her husband in the tranquil countryside. Her faith has always been her compass, but can she remain steadfast when the questions grow increasingly complex and the answers could mean the difference between life and death? Lena's daughter Anne has recently moved to the bustling city of Leiden, filled with romantic notions of a new job and a young Dutch police officer. But when she's drawn into resistance work, her idealism collides with the dangerous reality that comes with fighting the enemy. In Mystery and Suspense, On the Cliffs of Foxglove Manor by Jaime Jo Wright releases on the 1st of June. 1885, Adria Fontaine has been sent to recover goods her father pirated on the Great Lakes during the war, but when she arrives at Foxglove Manor, a stone house on a cliff overlooking Lake Superior, Adria senses wickedness hovering over the property. In the present day, Kaylee Gibson is a new nurse's aide at a senior home in a renovated old stone manor. Kidnapped as a child, she has nothing but locked-up memories of secrets and death, overshadowed by the chilling promise from her abductors that they would return. Power Play by Rachel Dillon releases on the 1st of June. When State Department Attorney Vivian Steele witnesses 2 ambassadors collapse as if poisoned at a diplomatic dinner in Washington, D.C., she is recruited to be a member of the joint FBI task force assigned to investigate, but she soon finds her by-the-book ways clashing with a special agent in the Diplomatic Security Service, Jacob Cruz, a former Navy SEAL and in charge of the event's security. Jacob takes the attack personally and is driven to act quickly, even ahead of the rules and regulations. Night Moves by Susan Sleeman releases on the 18th of June. If you're in his sights, you're as good as dead. County social worker Natalie Dunn discovers a horrible secret about the father of her juvenile clients. The man not only killed one woman, but Natalie suspects he's killed several others. She plans to go to the authorities, but before she can, the killer turns his sights on her. Fearing for the lives of this man's children, she removes them from their home and calls in former U.S. Marshal Drake Bird of Nighthawk Security to protect her and the children and help her prove their father is a ruthless killer. In romance, Always a Wedding Planner by Elle Ashley, Leanne Betts, Tony Shiloh and Devlin Spencer releases on the 1st of June, and this is a book with four novellas, I think. Love is only business for 4 wedding planners. Discover how keeping secrets from each other threatens 4 women's friendships, wedding business and own ability to find love in Loveland, Colorado. Plot Twist by Bethany Turner releases on the 15th of June. February 4th, 2003 is just another day for Olivia Ross, a greeting card writer whose passion project is a screenplay of her own. After she and a handsome struggling actor have a near magic encounter in a coffee shop, they make a spontaneous pact. In 10 years after they found the success they've they're just sure they're going to achieve. They'll return to the coffee house to partner up and make a film together. The only problem, Olivia neglected to get the stranger's name, but she doesn't forget the date. And Love's Treasure, which looks like it's a book of short stories by Juliet Duncan, Marion Huckabman, Autumn MacArthur, Joy Ahagwu, T.K. Chapin, Lorana Hoops, Elizabeth Madry, Evangeline Kelly, Valerie Comer, Naomi Rawlings, Valerie M. Bodden, Melissa Tagg, Mandy Blake and Carol Moncado. That releases on the 15th of June. Love may be the greatest gift, but only God's love can transform these couples' lives. 14 of your favourite Christian romance authors offer an inspiring collection of contemporary and historical stories celebrating the greatest treasure of all, love. And in contemporary fiction, The Letter Keeper by Charles Martin releases on the 8th of June. He shows up when all hope is lost. Murphy Shepherd has made a career of finding those no one else could, survivors of human trafficking. His life's mission is helping others find freedom. But then the nightmare strikes too close to home. When his new wife, her daughter and 2 other teenage girls are stolen, Murphy is left questioning all he has thought to be true. With more dead ends than leads, he has no idea how to find those he loves. Actually sounds like it could be a bit of a mystery one as well. And in biblical fiction, Jewel of the Nile by Tessa Afshar releases on the 8th of June. Whispered secrets about her parents' past take on new urgency for Sherilyn as she pays one last visit to the land of her forefathers, the ancient kingdom of Kush. Raised as an orphan by her aunt, Sherilyn has only been told a few pieces of her parents' tragic love story. Her beautiful dark skin is proof that her father was Kushite, but she knows nothing else. While visiting her grandfather before his retirement as the Roman official in the Queen's court, Sherilyn overhears that her father is still alive, and discovering his identity becomes her obsession. Then in fantasy and sci-fi, we've got some books that are coming out in a different format for the first time. So Apprentice by Kirsten Young is coming out in audiobook, and this releases on the 8th of June. The Love Collective is everywhere, it sees everything, be not afraid. Apprentice Flick remembers everything except the first 5 years of her life, and for as long as she can remember, Flick has wanted to enter the elite academy, home to the best, brightest and most loyal members of the Love Collective government. Beneath the Forsaken City by Carla Laureano coming out in hardcover, and this book releases on the 8th of June. With a storm on the horizon, who will stand against the darkness? Halo of Brimstone by Jack Kavanagh releases in audiobook on the 22nd of June. And Wind and Shadow by Kathy Tyers releases in audiobook on the 29th of June. So those are all the books that I could find I wanted to highlight. Let me know in the comments if any of those books sound interesting to you, and if you have any other books that you know of in the Christian fiction category that are coming out in June. Let us all know about those in the comments as well. Thank you so much to everyone who likes, comments, subscribes or shares my videos. I really appreciate that. I hope you have a really great reading week, and so until next time, take care. God bless. Bye.